One moment, Charlotte was a newborn in her mother's arms, wrapped tightly in a white blanket. People across the globe had watched that moment outside St. Mary's Hospital. Her mother, Kate Middleton, stood smiling while Prince William looked proud. Cameras flashed, crowds cheered. That little baby, barely a few hours old, was already a part of history. She carried 3 powerful names: Charlotte, Elizabeth, Diana. Each one held a story, a duty, a memory, and now 10 years later she appeared. Again, but so differently this time. No hospital, no fancy dresses, no royal balcony. Just Charlotte, sitting quietly on a grassy hill. She wore a simple blue sweater and jeans. Her hair was a little messy, her face looked calm and soft. And her smile-wide, happy naturals said everything. It didn't feel like a royal portrait. It felt like a moment from any child's weekend. There were no signs of a palace, no golden frame. It's just soft grass, open sky, and a little girl sitting. Like any other 10-year-old who had been told, "Let's take a picture before the sun goes down." Right. But there was something deeper. This photo was taken by her mother, Kate Knott, by a professional royal photographer. A mother knows her child best. Kate didn't ask Charlotte to stand straight or pose like a princess. She just let her be herself. That's why people across the world stopped when they saw it. That's why hearts warmed. It wasn't just a birthday picture. It was a message. For some, the photo seemed simple. But for those who looked closer, it spoke loudly. Charlotte wasn't wearing a crown, but she looked confident. She wasn't standing tall, but she looked strong. She wasn't in a palace, but she looked free. It was Kate's way of saying, "This is who she is. Let her grow like this." People online began to notice the little details. The way Charlotte's jeans were slightly rolled up. The way her shoes looked worn from play. The way her smile didn't look forced. It felt like a real moment. Honest. Soft. Powerful. Parents around the world shared their thoughts. This picture feels so real. She looks so happy, so loved. Kate is letting her be a child firsthand. That's beautiful. They weren't just talking about the photo. They were talking about what kind of girl Charlotte was becoming, what kind of woman she might one day be. She is third in line to the throne. One day she will carry a title. She will have royal duties. But for now, she is just 10. And this photo made people feel that maybe, just maybe, things are changing. That maybe this generation of royals will grow up a little different. Charlotte looked like someone who could sit on the grass, laugh with friends, or read under a tree. But behind her smile, there was something more. A quiet strength, clear mind, a spark. People saw it, and they remembered her name, Charlotte. She wasn't pretending. She wasn't performing. She was just herself. And that, more than anything, is what the photo revealed. It wasn't just a photo, it was a quiet voice that said, "Let her be free." That single picture of Charlotte sitting on the hill did more than wish her a happy birthday. It gave people a closer look at how she was being raised. She wasn't holding flowers. She wasn't dressed like a royal figure. She looked like a girl who had spent the day playing, laughing, and being outside. That soft smile, the natural light, the relaxed pose, it made people feel something. It didn't feel like royalty. It felt like childhood. For many years, royal children were raised under strict rules. Their hands were always folded. Their clothes were always perfect. Their smiles were polite, not playful. They were watched by the world and told to be strong even when they were still learning how to grow. But something was different with Charlotte. This photo showed that. Kate and William had chosen another path, a path where their daughter could be normal, even if just for a while, a path where a royal child could laugh out loud, get her knees dirty, and run across the grass without thinking about the cameras. People began to understand the meaning behind the photo. It was more than a birthday memory. It was a quiet change. Kate wasn't just showing a picture of her daughter. She was showing the kind of woman she wanted her to become: kind, free, and grounded. Even the way Charlotte looked at the camera was different. Her eyes were bright, but not too serious. She looked happy, but calm. She looked like she trusted the person behind the lens. That person was her mother. It was love behind the camera, not duty. Many families across the world looked at that photo and saw something familiar. They didn't see a princess. They saw their own daughters. They saw girls who were smart, playful, kind, and full of dreams. Charlotte's photo became a reminder that even the most famous children need time to grow, to learn, and to be themselves. Some people shared stories of their own daughters. "My little girl loves to sit just like that on the grass," one mother wrote. "She has the same kind of smile." Another said, "She's a princess." But this makes her feel close, not far away. Even teachers and child experts shared thoughts online. They spoke about the power of letting children be free, of letting them feel safe and loved without too much pressure. They praised Kate for what the photo showed, not in words, but in feeling, because the message was clear. Charlotte may live in a palace, but her feet still touch the earth. And that is the kind of future people hope for. A future where royals lead with heart, where they understand the people because they grew up among them, not above them. And for Charlotte, this photo was a soft beginning, a sign of the person she is becoming. Not just Princess Charlotte, but Charlotte, the girl who laughs, thinks, explores, and dreams. She may grow into a role one day, a public figure, a leader, a voice. But for now, she is 10. And in that photo, she is simply herself. And somehow that small truth made the world stop and smile. It was more than her birthday. It was a quiet step into the future. Charlotte didn't say anything in the photo. There were no quotes, no speeches. But the way she sat, the way she smiled, the way she looked at the camera, it all told a story. And that story reached far beyond the grassy hill where she sat. At 10 years old, Charlotte is third in line to the throne. That means one day she will carry a big name and big responsibility. Most children her age are learning how to ride a bike or solve school math problems. But Charlotte is also learning how to carry a future. Still, that photo didn't show pressure. It didn't show weight. It showed freedom. It showed peace. And that made people believe that maybe, just maybe, she's being given the space to grow the right way. In the past, royal children were raised to be perfect. They were trained early how to walk, how to talk, how to behave. Some were taught not to show too much emotion. Others were told to always keep their hands still, their voices soft, their answers short. But this is a new time. And Charlotte is part of a new royal story. Behind that quiet picture was a loud message. Kate and William are not just parents. They are protectors. They're choosing to raise Charlotte in a world full of love, not pressure. A world where it's okay to be yourself. People noticed it right away. They talked about the joy in her face, the peace in her pose. She looked like a child who felt safe, who felt seen, who felt free to be 10, and that kind of childhood matters. Because one day, when Charlotte steps into her royal role, she will bring that strength with her, the kind that comes from being allowed to be a real person. First, Kate knows this. She understands that a child doesn't become strong by being perfect. A child becomes strong by feeling loved, by being heard, by being allowed to grow without fear. This is why the photo touched so many hearts. It reminded people of something simple, that even a royal child needs room to play, to think, to dream. And Charlotte's photo gave them hope. Hope that the future won't be cold or distant. Hope that the royal family is changing in small, quiet ways. Hope that the next generation might be warmer, more open, more human. Even the background of the photo said something. There was no castle, no guards, no throne, just nature, just sky and grass. It told people, this is her world right now. Let her stay in it a little longer. And Charlotte. She didn't try to pose like someone older. She didn't force a royal smile. Just smiled like a child who knows her mother is close by. That one moment, captured by Kate's camera, showed everything. It showed a young girl who was royal by, blood but human by heart. And that is what people remember. Not the title, not the clothes, but the feeling. Because when people looked at Charlotte, they didn't just see a princess. They saw a child who was growing into someone strong, kind, and real. One photo, one moment. But it left a mark on the world. As Charlotte turned 10, the image her mother took didn't fade away. Instead, it stayed in people's minds. They kept looking at it. It's not because it was perfect, but because it was real. It didn't need royal symbols to be powerful. It didn't need gold or crowns to tell a story. It just needed Charlotte smiling, calm, and completely herself. It reminded people of something important. Sometimes the softest voices speak. The loudest on that photo. Charlotte looked like any young girl, but the world knows her path won't be like others. One day she may hold titles, walk behind kings, or speak for a nation. But now she is learning the quiet strength that begins. In the heart of a child who feels free, Kate's photo wasn't just a picture of her daughter. It was a gift to the public. A small window into a royal world that often feels far away. And what people saw through that window gave them hope. Hope that Charlotte will grow up, knowing love more than pressure. Hope that she will know truth more than perfection. Hope that she will carry both kindness and courage, because she was allowed to feel both as a child. As people looked at the photo again and again, many shared how it made them feel. She looks like she knows who she is. This is what the future should look like. It's not just a birthday photo, it's a quiet promise. You weren't wrong. Charlotte may not know it yet, but she is part of something big. Her future will carry many eyes, many opinions, and many expectations. But because of moments like this, small, real, and full of love, she is building something even more important. Her sense of self. And Kate. She's doing what every mother hopes to do. Gentle hand, keeping the heavy world at a distance, and saying, grow at your own pace. Be who you are before you become what others expect. That is what made the photo so powerful. Not just the way Charlotte looked, but the way she was seen, not as a royal first, but as a girl. A girl with muddy shoes, wind in her hair, and sunlight. And her smile, and that truly is the future people dream of. A future where leaders don't forget their roots. Where royals stay close to the people. Where tradition walks side by side with tenderness. Charlotte's story is just beginning. There will be more photos, more public moments, more history to write. But something about this quiet picture, taken on a grassy hill by her mother, will always stay special. Because in that one frame, the world didn't just see who she is, they saw who she could become. And for the first time in a long time, people believed that maybe, just maybe, the future could be warm, strong, and full of heart. All because of a girl in a blue sweater. All because she smiled.